Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about another retarded take. Because soy people, soy boys, are all about being retards. Retards! Don't look at me, I need to look at myself when I do funny faces. It makes me glow. Either way, why are people so damn stupid? Is it the water? Is it something to water back in California? Do they pump out all the world's production of soy to that territory and makes them soy boyish? Is it something to do with San Francisco, Los Angeles, something like that? I don't know. But let's go and take a look. It's from one of the developers of Ratchet fucking Clank. Rift Apart, I believe. Hey, I'm not a console player. I'm not a goddamn fucking peasant. I play computer games. I mean, the superior computer games. Either way, remember, do not talk to this guy, do not look at him, do not stare at him, do not even go and say, "Hey, dude, I politely disagree with your take. I respectfully disagree." He will consider that not only a harassment, but an actual death threat. So please, please, stay far, far away from him. Do not talk to him, alright? I'm keeping an eye out. Cat fur. So that's what was bothering me. Anyway, cat fur has a tendency to go to places where you least expect. Albeit the eyeballs is one place that he does have a tendency to go way too much. At least, that seems to be the take. I did find my cat fur even in my goddamn fucking undies. Damn it, those things go everywhere. Anyway, let's see, what type of voice should I do?
That seems to be the proper way. Something for my fellow man in game dev, especially those now entering the industry. Remember, worship my farts. There are a lot of things you may run into that aren't directly harmful to people in the same way as sexual harassment, but they still contribute to the hostile environments and harm. Look, I'm an ally. There's a strong chance I'm going to get flack for saying this publicly, but it's worth bringing up because it's an example of how small things contribute to building environments that are hostile to women and all kinds of other marginalized people in game dev. When I was in the latest Ratchet and Clank game, there was an incredibly heated discussion that happened between the game director, art director, the lead writer, and the lead character TD and myself. It was about Rivet, the female lead.
I think based on what it looks like, yes, I did my research before going here, I think these morons actually ended up winning because it looks like a little boy. It looks male, suffice to say. Let's take a look. This is one of the arts. So it looks masculine. So basically, a female character needs to look masculine to stand up. Because look at this, it looks like a little boy. Doesn't it? Oh, it looks like a little boy. Anyway.
Note that the three of the people above, including myself, are no longer at Insomniac. I'm not going to tag them because they're adults I trust to comment if they feel it's appropriate.
Sorry, I'm having allergies and that is fucking up my vocal cords.
The discussion argument really was basically about whether we should make Rivet look more stereotypically feminine looking. That is, should she have wider hips, visibly blasts, or bumps in her suit?
Once. well, Streamlabs, get your shit together and add a pause feature when I record, but obviously these people will not. Fucktards. Anyway, where was I? Alright.
Lily should have wider hips, visible breasts, or bumps in her suit. And other physical traits we normally associate with cartoony women. The argument basically broke down like this. The game director and art director wanted her to have a visibly fairly stereotypically feminine look. The lead writer, the lead character TD, and I wanted to keep her as is.
Well, basically your opinion and everybody else does not matter. You know whose opinion mattered in all of these? The exact two people. The game director and art director. Anybody else? Anybody else's opinion? Chuck it up on the garbage bin, where it rightfully fucking deserves. Wanna know why? Because the character doesn't look very feminine, doesn't look female. It looks like a goddamn fucking tiny little boy. It doesn't have anything that looks like a woman. And basically, for these imbecilic people, if you look like a woman, you're weak. If you look like a butch dude, or you look male, or a masculinized female, it means you are strong. Bah. That's what it means to these imbecilic people. On that note, I just thought of something. Since there's no pause feature, I shouldn't switch up a special little option here or something that says, monkey in distress, stand by, and switch it up so stand by for this imbecilic retard over here is doing something that shouldn't be on camera, since there's no pause feature. Either way, let's go. Wait a minute.
This is where things get into the...
I'm sorry, I'm having to switch my... thing here is getting itchy. Is where things get...
The things getting territory that man like myself in game dev needs to pay really fucking close attention. The lead writer was a woman. The lead character, TD, was a trans person who at the time had no transition.
So basically what you're saying here is that was a dude, but wait a second and you see the next tweet. And it's going to be contradictory to the trans person who at the time had no transition. It's going to sound contradictory. It's something weird in my regard here. Anyway.
Everyone else in the discussion was a white cis male. At the time the argument occurred, there were two women and one female presenting trans person on the team.
Yeah, here it is. The contradiction. Have you noticed? One female presenting trans person on the team. Does that mean that the person was already transitioning? What happened? I'm confused.
The trans person had lived her life up to that point as a woman and had lived the experience thereof. Oh, everyone else on the 20+ person team was a man.
There you go. Here is a contradiction. Transition. So basically the person has already transitioned then. That's definitely something to question. What the fuck were you going on? Hey, at least the handle he has, Xavier Cucked. Anyway.
So, 2/3 of the women on the team as well as one cis white man were telling the art director and game lead that Rivet should not, as an alien space fox, have white hips and titties.
So, an anthropomorphized character, as you saw here, who has the hands of a human, the feet of a human, standing like a human, should not have human features that identify it as female. This is weird, isn't it? Why are you having issues with that feature? Are you telling me that a strong woman cannot look feminine? Are you telling me that only butch woman can be a hero? That seems to be very weird, especially with what it goes next.
We believe that it went against the message of the game, which is anyone can be a hero regardless how they look.
So basically you're telling me that this is wrong and that you cannot be a hero unless you look like a male? Because that's exactly what you're telling me.
You don't need to be stereotypically feminine to be a woman.
Okay. But, so if you have a dude, you're playing as a dude because I think it's Ratchet. And then you have Rivet, who doesn't look like a woman, but looks more like a dude. And so basically, in summary, what you're telling me is that if you look like a woman, you're feminine, you cannot be a hero. That's exactly what you're telling me. Fascinating.
Rivet is a fucking alien space fox, just like Ratchet.
Yes, so in that case, it should look like a fox then. Take out the 5-fingered hands, take out the space boots, take out the lower legs that look like human, and make it look like a goddamn fucking fox then. Why? Anyway.
And the argument had been going on for about half an hour before I finally pulled one of the framed Ratchet and Clank posters down from the wall, put it in front of the boat lanes and told them to look at the damn thing and tell me how much Ratchet looked like a human man.
Well, if the Ratchet has, once again, 5 fingers, has a feet that looks like a man or a human, like here, has the legs of a human, the arms of a human, it's safe to say it looks remarkably like a cross between a fox and a human. So, basically, this should look a bit with a wider hips and with boobies. Are you telling me that if you're going to cross and anthropomorphize a character, it should stop between looking feminine and always look like a butch little man? Is that what you're telling me? Because that sounds like it.
The argument literally petered out after that point, with all parties leaving incredibly frustrated, myself leaving the company a few weeks later. I was triggered. See, I'm an ally. Hashtag ally. Definitely not a creepy dude. So, fellow man game devs, this is an example of one of the very small things that build up over time to make life visible for women and marginalized people in our industry. Ally, hashtag, something as simple as putting titties on a space rat can harm people.
Oh, so basically what you're telling me is that a feminine woman harms people? Are you retarded? Have you been smoking your farts way too much? Because that sounds like you're being high on your goddamn fucking farts. It sounds like you're definitely sniffing your farts way too much. Lay down on your farts, dude. It's getting your brain and rotting it away.
It breaks people's trust when you allow things like this to happen unchallenged. If you don't push back with tiny little things like giving Rivet titties, you're essentially saying those things don't matter, it's a small thing don't matter, where's the line for bigger things?
Well, let me put it this way, you fucking moron. Very simply put, if you have a character that looks like a cross between an animal and a human, then you should at least expect that certain things that differentiate between a female a female human and a male human to also be crossing into that part. You should actually accept that women should look feminine. To be a hero, it doesn't matter, but obviously, if a female looks feminine, yes, that's alright. You shouldn't expect it to... Heck, I imagine that if you look at a hot woman, you probably feel very triggered. Imagine the people who are against this. Imagine when they look at a hot bitch. I think they should... I think they feel very triggered and insulted. Oh my god, that woman looks way too feminine. My sensibilities, yeah, it offends me. A woman should look very manly. Yeah, it offends my womanhoods. Look, it offends my womanhoods when a feminine woman looks very feminine. Yeah. A woman shouldn't look feminine. No, it's insulting. Especially to my man titties. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm not perfect and I have nothing like this happened in Tech before. It happened in my first job and I regret some of the choices I made when making characters there. It's not fucking worth it. Speak up about small things. Heads off, blizzard skill, bullshit! For the game journalists reading this, no, I will not be commenting for the article you're inevitably writing. Do not contact me unless it's to talk directly about the work that I do and how technical processes can be demystifying for people interested in making games.
Well, his voice changed from the very first tweet to the last one, that mostly because of my allergies, so you have to apologize me for that. Otherwise, this video would not be made possible. I would be having a coughing fit right now. Yes, the weather is dry as fuck, there's a lot of dust, a lot of tree cum in the air. And my respiratory tract is an SJW. Think of my respiratory system is kind of like this dude over here, getting triggered by the most innocuous little things. So, you understand now how bad everything is here. Anyway, I think that's about it. If you're offended about a feminine woman, then you should probably check yourself. In that case, go watch my channel. Stay right here on youtube.com/Jester and bitchute.com/Jester and minds.com/Jester for those spicy contents, which eventually I'll get to. My brain decides to kill itself, especially when I need to reserve some of my remaining brain power to actually dedicate my book, which is going at glacial pace. Anyway, I think that's about it, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and see you on Monday, because the weekends I take my time off. If there's anything interesting on the weekends, I'll make a special broadcast. Otherwise, see you guys on Monday. Have a great fucking night.